Hey y'all, welcome back to Reach Reality. Um, I just want to come on real quick and make a video about undiagnosed mental illnesses because it's something that I've dealt with most of my life. I still see it to this day, and there are a lot of children in my life specifically that I see that are going down the same route because they're their mental issues and mental disabilities and mental shortcomings are not being addressed, or they're being ignored, or stuff like that. So I made a video and briefly talked about it in my first video about how specifically in the Black community, but this video is for everyone, but specifically in the Black community, mental health issues are ignored. Learning disabilities are ignored, and even if they aren't ignored, they're not properly treated. They don't get the proper help that they need in order to get through them. And just from my experience, I've dealt with pretty much every adult in my life has a mental illness that as I got older, I understood what it was, but when I was younger, it just came off as crazy. So in turn, I grew up with some mental illnesses and some things that were mostly ignored. They were, I had learning disabilities. I never had good grades ever. That was ignored. I have speech issues, like that's ignored. Still to this day, I think I feel like I muted myself for so long, like I didn't really speak much for so long that I didn't even notice that I really had a speech issue until I started being more vocal. So yeah, as I said, that was ignored. And like emotional issues, either I was too emotional, or I was detached, or I what is it called? I disassociate a lot. Not now, but I had a big habit of disassociating. So a lot of things I don't even remember, or I don't remember fully. But that was just me trying to find a way to cope with all of the trauma that I was going through. And I just feel like the point of my video is to address that no matter how old you are, I don't care if you're in your 60s, 50s, or your deathbed, if you have people that you love that are around you, in order to maintain healthy relationships, you have to address your mental health issues. You have to address your emotional issues. You have to address the traumas that you've been through. If you do not take care of those issues, you're just going to pass it along to your child or to whoever decides to stick around in your environment and deal with you. They're going to eventually pick up on some of those things, or they're going to find a way to cope with your mental illnesses and stuff like that. And that's not healthy. That's not a healthy relationship. That's I can't think of the word, but that's not how healthy relationships are maintained. That's a toxic relationship. So if you have children, especially if you have children, if you know any children that seem off, seem different, seem like they need some type of more assistance in any area of their life than other children or other people, recommend them to somebody. Speak up, say something. Even you, don't be embarrassed about your mental health issues, because a lot of people have them. A lot of people found a way to cover it up or pretend like they don't have these issues and come off normal. And I'm guilty of it myself. It's not healthy, and it's not authentic. It's not real. Like you go to work, and like, I'm not saying you know, everybody switches up at work and, you know, tries to act a little bit more professional than they would anywhere else. But just to give an example, you go to work and you know you have anxiety, and you know you have depression and all these things, but you put on this big facade to try to like please everyone at your workplace, make yourself seem normal, and then you go home and your energy is depleted because you put so much work into trying to you put a lot of work into an act, basically. A lot of energy into acting how you think you should act when you should be able to act like yourself. And a lot of people don't want to act like themselves because they're afraid of what other people will think of their mental illness, of their awkwardness, their weirdness, whatever you want to call it. I know I rant a lot, but it's a lot goes on in my brain. I'm going to make a video about how I cope with all of this, because I'm not in therapy, and that's a it's a issue. It's a problem because I can't properly cope with life. I can't properly be authentic and be myself and move comfortably in life because I don't know how to properly deal with my mental illnesses, and that's a problem in a lot of people's lives. And the biggest issue is that everyone is so afraid of being judged or afraid of what everyone else will think of them that they're fake. They put on this facade, they put on this act, and people think that's the real them. And then you find out later on that, you know, Susie goes home and yells at her kids for nothing all day. Or, you know, John gets off work and drinks himself to death because he's tired of, he put so much energy into being fake. He just wanted to, you know, mellow himself out, you know. I don't know. I'm kind of getting worked up talking about it, honestly, but it needs to be talked about. There's nothing wrong with having mental illnesses because most of us, majority of us, I think it's like 1 in 5 people in the U.S. have mental illnesses, and a lot of it goes undiagnosed and untreated because, like I said, people care too much about what other people think. We can't just we can't ignore the issues, especially if we want to live healthy lifestyles.